It is 10:21. Now, after the sandwich chain Subway decided to restructure, unfortunately, a lot of really good workers here in Connecticut were laid off. Well, the group Workforce Alliance of South Central Connecticut is stepping in to help those people connect with companies who are hiring, get people back on their feet. That is the goal. And to talk more about that, I'm happy to have the president and CEO of Workforce Alliance, Bill Villano, in with me right now. A pleasure to meet you, sir.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, glad to have you here. And before we talk about what Workforce Alliance does as a whole, let's talk about this specific event. It's happening on Thursday in Milford from 11 to 2, the Parsons Complex, you said?
Yes, it is. It's we have about 60 employers that are coming to work with 200 plus individuals that were laid off in this kind of restructuring. The individuals primarily have skills in sales, marketing, finance, IT, information technology. So we've asked employers that have openings in those areas to come.
Yeah, my understanding is that the people laid off, there were a variety of skill sets. Some, like you said, sales, some closer to minimum wage. So does that make it a little easier or harder to try to find a wide variety of potential employers to fit their needs?
Well, in this market in Connecticut and really in the nation when we're at full employment, employers are having a harder time finding qualified candidates. So when you get people like this who've been working for a while and have the skills, it's usually a pretty good market for those individuals.
This is good. Now, tell me about how this sort of fits in with what you do on a daily basis when there's not a mass layoff situation.
Right. Well, we work with employers generally to help them find qualified candidates, and we work with individual job seekers to match them to those jobs. The way we do it is either hiring events like we're doing now. We have skill training that people go through, graduate, and we also do on-the-job training that if an individual has most of the skills that an employer is looking for but need a little bit more on the training on-the-job skills, we supplement the wages with an employer for a training period that's usually in the 8 to 10 week range.
Oh, and I imagine the employers must love that too.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of helps them offset the extraordinary cost of doing that training on the job.
Yeah. And I saw sort of the term, I forget it, it's not a verbatim term, but like candidate pipeline. I liked sort of the imagery that presents. Talk to me about that.
So we've, with my counterpart in the East, developed a manufacturing pipeline, which we're now replicating. And it takes people into very specific skills. It's an employer-driven process, demand-driven, so the employers have kind of defined the curriculum and the assessment process. And we're moving people along that. And now we're looking at other sectors to do a similar type, shorter-term program designed specifically by employers to help them get the people they need.
That's great to see. All right, so in general, in closing, people out there going to go looking for jobs, maybe having some trouble. Is there any general advice, or is it too general to give general advice for what people should be doing to try to make themselves as attractive as possible for employers?
Well, I mean, I think that to the degree possible, you always try to increase your skill set. You know, go to a community college, go to another organization to get the kind of training, upgrade your skills slightly, and you will be more valuable to employers.
Okay, and if people want to get in touch with Workforce Alliance, how can they do so?
They should just go to our website, workforcealliance.biz, B-I-Z. All of this information about this event and all of our other services are online.
And again, it's happening, this one is specifically for the Subway employees, 11 to 2 at the Parsons Complex in Milford on Thursday. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you, sir.